That's right. So Nathan, we're going to be talking about HUDs. This is an interesting topic only because there's so much to it that so many people don't know.
Yes, and there's always, if you're a local realtor, listen to our station. There's real estate agents out there that teach this, and I teach it as well, how to get your HUD offer accepted. HUD it's a HUD REO, so FHA insured the loan. FHA took it back because the homeowner fell out of payment and it went into default, and it's listed back on the market. And you're going to see a lot of those come on the market. You probably have seen them on the MLS, right?
Right, and the thing is, you have to, as an agent, as a realtor, you have to belong to the HUD organization in order to even be able to submit an offer through HUD.
Yes, they have to have their NAD number. The
so
broker
not just any, just any agent can submit an offer for you. So you have to be sure that your agent is qualified to do that for you.
Yes, to submit a HUD offer, and you.
I am.
Good for you. And if you want to talk to Lisa, go ahead, Lisa. Give me your number.
909-327-8698, or call at the station 909-888-5222.
And that's good that you are a HUD approved realtor, that you can submit offers, because not every realtor can do that.
Right.
So you got to work with the right realtor and the right lender to do this, because of the fact that I have to do certain things on my end of it to get your offer in and accepted. And once you get it accepted, we have to do different steps as well to get it through the process in 45 days. It's a great that they do a 45-day escrow. And HUD, everybody thinks HUD, oh my God, the home's going to be in disrepair.
No, and it's not.
It's not.
Usually the HUD homes are nicer than the REOs.
Yes.
Or even the short sales.
Yes.
The HUD homes have actually been cleaned up by, the banks give a certain amount of money, correct?
Yep.
To have it cleaned up and presentable. So the HUD homes are usually, now I say usually because I'm not talking about all of them, but usually in better shape than your typical REO, your typical short sale. The carpets may need to be, cleaned or replaced, but for the most part, there's not damage to the walls. There's no, exposed wiring. There are appliances in place, and if they're not in place, just keep in mind that the banks are keeping them until escrow closes, and then they'll put them in there. They just don't want want the home to be vandalized or the appliances to be stolen.
Well, and the great thing about the HUD is the termite's already done.
Right.
There's a cost savings.
Yep.
And they fix Section 1 items on the on there. If there's any lead-based paint, they pay up to $4,000 to fix the lead-based paint. That's huge.
Right.
In older homes.
Now let's talk about the choices, the options the buyers have. There's a 203B loan that they can.
Correct. The 203B with repairs. So if you have a buyer, if you're a buyer actually, and you're looking to purchase a HUD home, the great thing about HUD is the appraisal is already done. So there's another cost savings that the appraisal is already done. That's about a $400 to $500 savings.
And because the appraisal is already done, you already know what to offer on the property.
Correct. Whatever the offer amount is or asking price is,
that's it.
That's what the appraisal came in at. So if you want to overbid and you have an FHA offer and you want to overbid on this FHA loan, you're going to have to bring in the difference. So if the appraisal comes in at $250, you bid $260, you got to bring in the $10,000.
Right. And
you know how you combat that? How do you get away from that?
Well, how's
how
that?
you win it? So if you don't have the money to bring in $10,000 extra because you overbid, you're going to have to make an offer, Lisa,
right,
on a conventional.
Right.
And the appraiser has to go out there, and it's a whole new appraisal.
A whole new appraisal because it's different than the FHA appraisal.
Correct. But there's some caveats to that, and that's where you got to call a trusted lender, and I'd love to talk to you about that because I can educate you on how to make those offers with HUD because it's just not that simple. And the other one is you do an FHA with a 203K, which is the rehab loan. So if you are looking for repairs of more than $5,000, that's where Mountain West is great. We specialize in HUD FHA type financing. So if you got a HUD buyer, an FHA buyer, or you're an FHA buyer, and you're looking to break into the HUD market, we can lend you up to $35,000 to repair the home. That's huge.
That is huge, and I don't know of any buyer that really knows that right now.
Yes, so we can lend you the funds, but the appraisal has to support that, of course.
Right.
If there's a $200,000 appraisal, we're just not going to lend you $235,000. The appraisal must appraise. Let's say let's just work off $210,000.
Okay.
So the buyer can go out with you. You submit an offer because you're a HUD approved realtor that you can make that offer.
Right.
They make it for $210,000. The appraisal came in at $200,000. We need to submit that offer at $210,000 to win that bid, and then we can give them up to $10,000. So that's going to make your loan amount at $220,000, but your purchase amount at $210,000. We're going to lend you, as long as you qualified, of course, up to that $10,000 to fix cabinets, countertops,
that's
carpet,
amazing.
A new roof. You can remodel a bathroom. Anything that basically doesn't need a permit to like pour concrete or room addition.
Right.
To add any square footage. That's a different rehab loan. But the basic FHA 203K streamline loan it'll lend you that money to fix it up. And that's where, Lisa, your expertise comes in. And there's also an energy efficient mortgage that we can bundle with that, which again is going to give you double pane windows and air conditioning, hot water heater.
Really? Now,
brand new.
can they combine these loans?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So you basically can do a whole remodel on this. It's owner occupied only. So the
Right.
investors unfortunately are out. Second homeowners are out. So an owner occupied home buyer, if they're looking to rehab a home, cosmetic stuff.
Right.
Hot water heater, we can do an energy efficient mortgage through HUD. You do not have to qualify for that additional funds, nor does the appraisal have to appraise for those additional funds. We can give you 5% of the appraised value. So if it's 200, HUD can come in and give you $10,000 for new air conditioning.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
People. That's a deterrent for the buyers because they say there's too much work to put into
Yes.
the property. They don't have the extra money. All their money's going into the down payment and the closing costs for this property. They don't have anything left to fix the home. If they knew this beforehand, if they were talking to a HUD realtor or a lender approved
Yeah.
HUD realtor or lending
Lender,
agent, we can get them into a home without having to have that worry in the back of their minds.
Correct, and that's the one thing I hear a lot too. Hey, how'd your house hunt go this weekend? Well, we saw a house that needs this money, this money, this money. And that's when I tell them about the HUD financing that, so we can give you money as long as you qualify it. The energy efficient mortgage called the EEM, you don't have to qualify for those additional funds. So we can put new windows, we can put new an air conditioning, a heating, installation, hot water heater, all that. And we can't do energy efficient appliances, but
Right.
just energy efficient stuff that goes to the home, that's permanent to the home, we can lend you that money to do that. And that's where, at least you probably hear a lot, oh man, needs some new air conditioning. Bam, right off the bat, $3,000 gone.
Right.
We can lend you that $3,000 to put a state-of-the-art, smaller air conditioning in that home.
Now, lending it, so you're gonna be lending it to them, it's gonna be part of their loan, so it will be added to their monthly mortgage payment.
Correct, it'll be one loan, so there's not two loans going out there.
Right.
On the energy efficient, same thing on the 203K, the rehab loan, it's a one-shot loan, so there's not two mortgage payments, everything's bundled into one.
With one interest rate.
With one interest rate, correct, one payment, no prepaid penalty, pay the loan off at any time you want. The energy efficient mortgage, we have to have a HERS report. It's called Energy Efficient Rating System report that an approved HERS vendor will go out there and make sure that these new items are going to save you money. Even though the payment goes up very, very slightly, the amount of money that you're going to save through your energy bill, that's why it's called the energy efficient mortgage, that's where this cost savings is going to come in over the 30 years. And that's where people, cosmetically, you know, new windows, what is it, new windows, new door, and a new garage door, I think.
Oh gosh, windows alone, because I know that I just replaced some windows in my home. I did 4 windows in my home, and it was $1,800.
So we can finance that through the
Yeah.
energy efficient.
And they were small windows, not anything huge, and
Yeah.
$1,800 just for some, little just window replacements.
Slider doors,
I haven't even touched the slider door yet.
Yeah.
That's next.
that
But
can
yeah.
go into there, that can go into energy efficient and new air conditioning. So the HUDs, don't discount the HUD homes. There are ways to work in your favor, like
Right.
the 203K, even though they may need some repairs. But like you said earlier, HUD, FHA was a big lender back in the 70s and 80s. Then all of a sudden our values have jumped up and HUD could not keep up with the loan limits in each county. Well, now our loan limits for HUD out here in the Inland Empire is $500,000.
Wow.
So
Now, I have people asking me, what's the difference between a HUD home and an REO home? Why don't all REOs turn into a HUD home?
well, the HUD is Housing Urban Development that owns the home. So they basically insured the home through FHA. They took the home back through insurance claims, through like a lender had it. HUD paid that insurance claim, and now HUD owns it. It becomes an REO, and they want to resell it back to the general public as an owner-occupied first through an FHA program. That's where they want to really stay at, through the FHA. So if you have an FHA buyer that's pre-approved for $250, and there's an offer out there, a home's being asked for $200, Lisa, offer $210, and we can give them that money, and they're probably going to win that bid, because HUD, when you make an offer, it's a blind bid.
Right, it's a blind bid.
Blind bid, so you can't tell who's
No.
going higher, who's going up. So basically, you got to talk to your realtor about making a good, strong offer on this home, and we can finance those HUD repairs for windows over $5,000. So if you have an FHA, if you're an FHA buyer and you're looking to make a HUD offer, you've got to call us. Call us at 888, that's 909-888-5222, 888-5222, and ask about these HUD homes, because they are a great buy right now, a great find and a great buy. A lot of the conventional buyers are out of that market because of the repairs that need to be done on a HUD home. Because Lisa, you know you cannot go and fix anything on a HUD. So if there's any cost repairs such as carbon monoxide, stove, the toilet's loose, you and your buyer cannot fix those before the escrow closes.
Correct. You cannot do anything until it's done. Now, isn't it true? I heard something. I was talking to you or one of your counterparts earlier. They were saying that the appraisals for the 203K, the appraisal value is the future value once the repairs are complete.
Correct.
That's what they're loaning you the money on, based on that future value once the repairs are complete in the home.
Correct. So
that's how they can do that appraisal.
yeah. So when HUD offers the property at 200, they have an appraisal at 200. Well, like we said earlier, if you make 210 bid and you win the 210 bid, you got to bring in $10,000 if you're going to use that HUD appraisal. In order for you to do a whole new appraisal, you got to switch your financing. And if you switch your financing, it's not that easy. You've got to talk to your mortgage professional. And a lot of mortgage professionals don't know about how to work with the HUDs. And I'm the one that do. Yeah, Mountain West does. That's our bread and butter, is working on FHA type financing, VAs, USDA, and conventional. So call me if you got any questions about this. Call Lisa about the HUD homes. 909-503-5600 is my cell.
909-327-8698 is my cell.
So don't discount the HUD homes. Very affordable. You can fix these things up, like you said. First-time home buyers,
right?
They're buying these things, and move-up buyers, the people who lost through short sale to foreclosure. Now they're smarter this time around. They're going to get into a fixed-rate 30-year term, and they're going to buy a home, and we can give them that money to put paint, carpet, so they can fix that home up, and that might be their second.
Yeah,
the
it's
home
a
might be
fresh
their long
start.
term. A fresh start, exactly.
A fresh start, you know, a new beginning. Learn from our mistakes, learn from the past, and we move on. And not only that, you get into an excellent deal, an excellent buy with the help of the government loans, and you can get in there and have everything fixed for you.
Exactly, and so you got twofold there. If you're going to live there long term, guess what? You just got money to fix it up the way you wanted to live there long term. Or you have to live in that property for 1 full year as your owner occupied. You can fix that property up, use that future equity, fix it up, and you can resell it or rent it later. So you will definitely be able to use our money, as long as you qualify for it, of course. That's the caveat, is you got to qualify for it and work on it. So we come back. We got an interesting topic when we come back, so do stay tuned. Nathan Rufty with Mountain West Financial here at KCAA 1050.
Lisa Duarte, keeping it real estate every Sunday morning, KCAA 1050.